What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I am Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. We're going to first take a look at the Dow Jones. It's opening right now. Sorry, I had mic problems this morning. I like to get these out before pre-market or before market starts, but here it is. We're going to make this a quick video. Are we going to get a big pump? Will it last? Or are we going to get a big dump? We're going to take a look at the possibilities. We're going to take a look at what to look for, and stick around. It'll be a good video. Make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up. Let's get 1,000 likes. Guys, if you watch anybody's videos, take a second out, smash the thumbs up, leave a comment down below. That helps out the algorithm and helps get the videos out there. So I'd much appreciate it if you guys do that. So let's look at this falling channel we had here. We had the target ever since we broke up here on the Dow Jones. Our target was down here about 30,700. We hit it almost perfectly and got a bounce. Obviously, market open. We got a big gap here today. Will it continue up from here? Remember, a break of this and making this resistance will confirm a major bear market, in my opinion. We could come up, retest these highs up here around that 32.9, which would be the center of this channel. If that happens, this will be a good place to short everything, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. If it gets above here, then we could come back up, test the bottom of this range, and we may not be doing what I'm expecting, but I'm still expecting more downside. Again, we could get a nice rally this week up to this point. If we do, where would that take Bitcoin? We'll take a look at that. Let's take a look at what happens if we do break that 30,700, make it resistance. We could definitely see something like this, and I'll move this over so you can see it. That would be devastating. This was the Great Depression in 1929 is when it started. If we have started this, we could go super low. Be careful. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying this is something you should be prepared for and have a plan just in case. What happens here is smart money gets in the dollar. They wait till down here, buy back in. And this took 30 or 40 years, maybe even longer. I'm not sure right now, but it took decades to return to the highs. So anybody that held up here didn't see a return. Most of them probably didn't get old enough to see that money get back to where it was. But then people that bought down here, they got to raise their money for decades. All right, let's take a look at the DXY. So the DXY right now, we're playing around that 200 EMA on the 4-hour. We broke our 102, which was old support. If this becomes new resistance, we could come down to this 101 level, and that's a measured move of this rising channel you see in white. Just take a measured move to where it broke. We've had this target here. That's the lowest I see it going, around 101. If we look at it in the daily, that also lines up with the 55 EMA within some time this week. So if the market rallies this week, we could see the Dow or the dollar get back down to this point. If that's the case, I expect a bounce here, and I expect everything to come down when the DXY bottoms here. Now, if we're able to get above this 102.50 and get support, then we may not even get a big pump in the other markets. But if we do, that's what I'm looking for. My long term on the DXY, I've shown this for a long time. I've been bullish on the dollar for a long time. The DXY, and I've explained it over and over again. Everybody was calling me crazy for being bullish down here, and we've done nothing but continue up. As you can see here, we broke out of this falling wedge, and that measured move target, this is on the monthly, so this could take years and years, guys, but around 172 for the DXY. I still think that's a good possibility. We'll see what happens. Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. I made a video on this on December 2nd. You can check it out on my YouTube page. It's playing when you put it on, but we talked about how a bear market works. Every time we get a pump up, it dumps lower. Everybody wished they would have sold up here. And then we get another pump, everyone gets bullish again. That's how they suck money out of the markets. And back here in the .com bubble, there was a lot of scams that needed washed out. There's a lot of crypto scams that need washed out, guys. If this plays out in the same percentage rate in time, around the middle or end of 2023, we could be seeing as low as $3,700 Bitcoin. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but I'm saying that is a probability you need to look out for. A lot of stuff is matching up here. We'll take a look at some other stuff here. This is Bitcoin on the weekly. Once we broke this, we knew we were bearish. We have a target of 24.5, which is our daily target. But as you can see here, the RSI has more room to fall here. We may get a quick wick down here. Again, we could spike first, but I still think we come down and test this level, break this low before a decent bounce. And after that, we could range around between this 25 and 40 for 6 months or so before continuing down. The actual capitulation, in my opinion, will start here around this 24.5, maybe 23. Once that breaks, I do believe it will be capitulation. Could it come straight down? That's a possibility, but I do expect a bounce in this area and some dead time in the market. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, my favorite exchange. We're going to get into the smaller time frames in a minute. I just wanted to put this out there. You can trade altcoins, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, everything all from this exchange. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get up to a $7,000 bonus. Also, SAVVY25 gets you 25% off your fees. There's a link down below for the exchange. Definitely check it out. You can join the free contest section right here. All you need is an email to sign up. There's a savvy trading clash going on right now. The code for that, it asks for a key, is 777777. It's totally free. Great way to get to familiar with the platform with no risk, and there are rewards if you win the contest. So let's look at the daily. The daily, we had the 5 waves down, our ABC correction that we were expecting. This was a huge fake out. We talked about it for a long time. I've talked about in my videos back here, look for a bounce in the middle of June. That's where we got it. You can check my previous videos, and then look for an ABC correction and bull trap. And that's exactly what we got. Went higher than we expected, but nevertheless, we did get it. Now let's take a look at our next target here. Was a measured move of this rising, broadening wedge to where it broke. Everyone called me crazy. We'll never see these levels, but that's around 24.3-ish. We haven't hit it yet. That's why I think we get a spike to the low in the next week or so, maybe 2. But if you look at the daily here, we're making higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. That is hidden bearish divergence. The trend is down. I believe we'll continue down. And like I said, go tag these lows. Now, if these break, it's going to get very ugly. But if we do get a bounce here, like I said, we could have a few months in this range before breaking. But once this breaks, I believe that's when the real capitulation breaks. And another thing we were looking at is once we broke this is the proper way to measure a bear flag. Once we had a break of the trend, which was right here. Let's put this up. Break of the trend, which was right here. We start our flagpole at the break of the trend. You don't do measured moves on log scale. I don't care what anybody says. That does not work. The proper way to do it is on your regular linear scale. Now, if we take the measured move of the flagpole down to the bottom of the flag, bring it back over to where it broke, this is a proper measured move. That gets us down to the 65 to 6,700 range, somewhere in that area. Now, again, we do have a lower target, that 3,700, but this could be the bouncing point if we do get down here, maybe range around in here for a little bit before continuing down. But this is a pretty good target, in my opinion, because of the bear flag that we were watching for a long time. Now, again, that doesn't mean we can't spike up. If we zoom in here and see what's going on, that's the longer term target, guys. So let's look at the short term. So the short term, we broke above our triangle here, but we did not get the volume. So that could have been a fake break. You can see we got rejected at 13 EMA on the daily. So could we move this line up here? We could do that, but we still have that measured move to test that lower section. Right here would be, if we break this on the daily, if we break that 28.7 range, we come back down to test these lows. Something to be careful and cautious about, guys, but we're probably going to get some crazy action one way or the other. Whichever way it moves fast, I think will be the fake out, and it'll continue in the opposite direction. So that 3,500, that is our weekly over here. If we do get a pump in the next couple weeks, we could see as high as that. So that's why I have this 3,500 on here. But if we zoom in, We've been watching this rising channel. If we break this channel, we're going to come down pretty hard, pretty fast. We are getting some bearish divergence here. We made, zoom in so you can see it. Hidden bearish divergence. We made a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action as hidden bearish divergence. Does look like we could be continuing down. If we break this trend line right here at 29.8, it's going to look like it's definitely going to come down to test these levels. So that's something to be careful about, guys. I do think we're going to test these levels in the coming days or weeks. So be careful. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, we look to be coming back down to test our channel. Remember, if you follow me on Twitter, I said if we broke that 30,500, we have a chance getting up to that 32.6 range. That will also retest the top of this. So again, that is a good place to look for if we make it up there. A short, in my opinion. Of course, I'll never tell you when to short, when to long, when to buy, when to sell. I'm showing you what I see in the markets, how I see them, and why I see it. Now, again, a break below this bottom trend line, which is around that 29.8. The next line of support is going to be that 28.7, 28.6 range, which is our lows over here. If that breaks, then I'm looking for around 27.5. Again, these are smaller time frames, so you get a little bit different targets. It all depends on what you're trading, how you're trading. So if we look at this as a rising broadening wedge, then right here, the red, and we break that low, that also gets us down to that 24.6 range. I still believe it's a good possibility we see these areas within the next days or weeks down to test these lows and then get a bounce. Again, I think we could have months of bouncing up in this range after breaking this, though. I think the major capitulation begins, and then we start looking at that, 6,700 range. Ethereum, same thing, guys. We're getting rejected at the 13 EMA. I'll break this 1919 again, get us down to this 1564. If we do get a rally in the markets and in Bitcoin, we could see as high as 2750. But all in all, my targets are still down to these range. Litecoins still down to these range. XRP still down to this range, 17 or 28 cents. So thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Are you bullish in the short term, bearish in the short term, long term? How you feeling? What is your thoughts on the market? Thanks again for watching. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I am out of here.